Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a new video. So we're going to be doing a little install tonight. Now you guys know the exhaust that I'm running is the AWE Touring. I actually have the AWE track on the way. So that's gonna be another video that's still in the mail. But I'm also running Killer Bee equal length headers and the Grimspeed catted downpipe. With the AWE exhaust, their connection to the downpipe actually is an OEM type of flange. So it uses the donut gasket. Now, what I did when I installed mine, I used the donut gasket as well as a Grimspeed 2 or 3 times as thick gasket there as well. And it seemed to be holding up just fine, but I started to notice a little bit of a leak. I can hear it, when I'm getting on the car a little bit. So I wanted to remedy that. And there's a product by Grimspeed to actually resolve that. What it is basically an adapter that gets sandwiched between the catback and the downpipe. And it allows you to use that OEM donut gasket and then a normal flange exhaust gasket as well. So any leaks in that area will be completely removed. So this is the adapter plate from Grimspeed. Basically, it literally is just a flange with 2 different sides. As you can see, one is tapered and one is just flat. So this side goes into the downpipe, and then you would just use the normal Grimspeed gasket. And on this side, you can see it's not tapered, it's just a normal circle. And you put the donut gasket on there and then connect it to the catback section. So it's like an OEM connection. And the reason why AWE has that type of flange is so you can bolt it up to your stock downpipe. But since I'm not running the stock downpipe, that is where I'm running into a little bit of a leak. Now, it is pretty common, so that is obviously why they came out with that adapter plate. So it is definitely something that I would pick up if you plan to actually run an aftermarket downpipe with the AWE exhaust. Even with the Cobb as well, they run an OEM style flange connecting to the downpipe as well. So pick that up. It's about 56 or 60 bucks or something like that. So it's not too bad. It doesn't really break the wallet, and it'll get rid of your leak. So that is what we're going to be doing tonight. Nothing too crazy, nothing too hard. It's literally just getting under the car and bolting the 2 bolts and then slipping that adapter plate in there, and we should be set. So before I start, I wanted to give a huge shout out to Couch Performance. If you guys don't know, I actually picked up, here, I'll show you real quick. I actually picked up the Password JDM power steering cover over here from them. I have a whole video on that, so if you're interested, go check it out. So what they actually do is they source rare JDM parts that are hard to source, and they help people out like me that don't have the connections like they do, and they sell it to us for a good price, and we're able to get some really cool JDM pieces. And they were really appreciative of the video that I did on that piece, so they sent me over a nice little care package. I got a cool Password JDM wallet, a Couch Performance hat, Password JDM mug, a lanyard, a mask, and some stickers. So huge shout out to Couch Performance. I really do appreciate it. Doing these kind of videos, I love doing it for myself. I enjoy creating, I enjoy kind of helping others out. But when you come across certain companies that not necessarily give you free stuff or, give you gift packages like this, I know it's just a hat and, a few things. To me, honestly, it's just about the gesture, whether it's a hat, whether it's a car part, whether it's just them reaching out and saying, hey, thank you so much. That means more to me than anything, because honestly, that is the reason why I do this stuff. I like helping out people like you guys to install stuff, and I also like helping out companies that I personally buy from, that I feel are passionate about their business, that really enjoy what they do, that kind of stuff. I just made a simple video saying, hey, this is where I got it from, and I'm installing it. I didn't have to do that. They didn't ask me to do it. This was purely just because I was very appreciative that they sourced this product for me. So thank you to Couch Performance. It's been a pleasure working with you guys, and I really appreciate the little gift package that you guys sent out. And I hope to work with you guys in the future and maybe pick up some really cool, super rare JDM pieces for the STI. So let's go ahead, jack up the car, and then I'll kind of show you how to install it. It's really simple. I don't think you really need a DIY video, but again, I like to kind of update you guys of what I'm doing in the garage instead of just saying like, hey, here it is, it's done. You guys kind of like the updates that I'm doing each week, even if it's something small. So I'm gonna go ahead, show you guys the install. So hopefully this video can help somebody out. They may be having a little bit of an exhaust leak and they're curious as to why and what a solution may be to solve that leak. So let's go ahead, jack the car up, and we can get to installing the Grimspeed adapter plate. Getting under the car, and we're going to be working right here. So as you can see, there's a little bit of a gap. Now it's pretty much closed for how tight it is, and the donut gasket is in between there. Obviously, there's still a little bit of the exhaust gas escaping right here. I don't see any black soot or anything, so it doesn't seem that bad. But that adapter plate should be perfect since there is a little bit of a gap once you loosen the bolts between the two. So let me go ahead and remove these. As you can see, of course, I have Titanium Works exhaust hardware on here, so I'm gonna go ahead and loosen this up. Then we'll take all the gaskets that I have in there, take them out, and then we can put them on the new Grimspeed adapter plate, and then I can show you how to install it. So let me get these loose, and we'll go from there. All right, so we got the gaskets off, ended up using a normal ratchet to get that one off. But here's the plate. So as you can see, there's one side that's flat, as I mentioned, and another side that's tapered. This side is just simply going to use the normal gasket. So this is going to go against the actual downpipe. And the reason why this side is tapered is for exhaust flow. So it's not gonna hinder the way the exhaust is flowing. Since this part tapers out to 3" so it's as wide as the downpipe. And then over here, this side is flat, and then we're simply just going to pop the donut gasket onto this side. So there we go. That's what you're looking at. It may break up a little bit just because the edges are sharp, so that's okay. But that's what it's going to look like. So this part, as I mentioned, is going to go against the downpipe, and this side is going to go against the actual catback. So let's go ahead under the car and throw this in. All right, so the adapter plate is in. Obviously, there's going to be a little gap right there just because of the donut gasket. It's not going to compress completely. It's completely sealed. You guys saw that I used an impact, and I suggest doing that. Much easier. Also, swivel joints, they help you out tremendously in this area. Otherwise, the angle is just too awkward for a normal impact to get in there without a swivel joint. So it's super tight, we're good to go. Now, one thing I wanted to check on was actually the fitment on the tips, because obviously it's got to push it back. Yeah, as you can see, it actually pushed the tips back a little bit because it, obviously moved the entire exhaust back. So what I'm actually going to do is adjust the tips in. I do like how they sit. So without that adapter plate in there, it was actually in about 1 inch. They were flush with this part. So, I'm gonna do some adjustment. That's what's really nice about this exhaust, is the tips are actually adjustable. So what I'm actually going to do is bump them in a little bit because I have them pushed out a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And then we can go ahead and lower the car and make sure there's no leaks, and we should be good. All right, so tips are adjusted. The outer one was actually all the way back, so I couldn't move that one, but the inner one I was able to adjust and moved it back a little bit. It's actually hard to see, but I did notice, I've actually been noticing that the finish on the black tips up top, since it's kind of rubbing a little bit on the actual bumper there, the finish is wearing off. You can't really see it since it's actually underneath the bumper, but I did notice that. And I know a lot of people do have fitment issues with the tips on the AWE exhaust because it's such a close and tight fitment, which I love actually. But like I said, it's very unnoticeable. Yeah, you can kind of see it right here a little bit, which is okay. I mean, it's not a big deal. It is pretty much hidden when you're, you can't even see it when you're up here. So keep that in mind. If you do decide to go with the black tips, the chrome tips, you won't have that issue. It's funny, I'm sitting here, perfecting the tips and everything, making sure they're perfect. When I realized, I was like, oh yeah, I'm taking this muffler off and I have to take these tips off to put it on the track muffler next week. So, so I didn't get too crazy, but it's a really nice fitment. So hopefully I can obtain that with the track muffler once I get it in. And as always, I'll be doing a video on that, kind of comparing the two between touring and track, since I know a lot of people battle back and forth between the two exhausts. So it'll give you a good idea of the difference in sound, and I'll give my opinion and review as I normally do. So one quick note before you get the Grimspeed adapter is you're going to need longer bolts. The bolts that it comes with are just too short. They don't reach. Luckily I didn't plan on using these. I already had the Titanium Works hardware that I was planning to use since they are a lot longer. So I would recommend picking up some longer bolts and nuts to get the adapter plate on correctly, because these simply just are not long enough. Also, lastly, before I close out this video, I wanted to show you that my buddy over at WRX Daily sent me over some cool things. These are actually carbon fiber trim for around the windows on each side of the car. So obviously I'm just holding it up, but I'm not 100% sure I want to put this on. It does look cool, but I'm not really sure. I'm kind of back and forth on it. I've been kind of holding it up to the car, seeing if I like it. I think my main concern with this, if I do install this is 3M double-sided tape on the back here. So I'm curious if I don't like it and I end up taking it off, it's actually going to damage around the trim, since that is just vinyl wrap basically, which I actually have been thinking about wrapping all that matte black trim in gloss black just to make it a little bit cleaner. I don't know if I'm gonna do it, but it is a thought. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I install these? There's a couple other pieces as well that is included. So this one goes up front here. So it literally just sticks on. But as you can see, this piece, this goes by the window, or the mirror, I should say. So it fits right there. I mean, it does look really nice, but let me know what you guys think. I'm not 100% sure on it. Do you think it'll look good? Do you think I should put it on? I don't know, we'll see. Maybe I'll just play with it and see what I think. Maybe I'll do it in another video or something like that, but let me know what you guys think. Should I put it on? Should I not? Let me know. But yeah, guys, that's all I got for you for this one. Really simple install. If you guys are having a little bit of an exhaust leak between the aftermarket downpipe and the OEM style catback, the OEM style flange catback, be sure to pick up that piece from Grimspeed. I started up the car off camera real quick just to make sure there wasn't any leaks and everything is perfect. That little leak that I was hearing is completely gone. So that is reassuring that doing that little adapter plate is doing its job, and it completely removed the little leak that I did have. So if you guys have any questions at all, be sure to ask them below. But in the meantime, keep it clean, keep it simple, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.